What's up designers, it's Jimmy Design. So in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys the 3 core fundamental things that every new industrial designer should have to really set themselves on the right track to become a great industrial designer. This is actually a clip that I took from a call that I had with one of you guys, a struggling industrial designer who was really needing some help and needing some questions to be answered for them. And so what they did was they hit me up at askjimmydesign@gmail.com. The link should be down below. We will go ahead and schedule a time where we can sit down and have a 1-hour call where you can ask me anything you'd like. It could be, general questions. Jimmy, what should I do for my next steps? Any school project related, any portfolio related things, you could go ahead and ask me and I will do anything in my power to try to help you out and get you to that next step. Okay, and this is actually going to cost $100 for 1 hour of my time at the moment, okay? I don't know if the prices are gonna increase later in the future, so please, if you need my help, go ahead and reach out to me at askjimmydesign@gmail.com. And if you don't have the money and you don't wanna pay for it, I am here to upload some of the information that I share during these calls so that hopefully you can also benefit from it and help you out with your industrial design journey. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the clip. I'm gonna tell you what you need to be great at, okay? Solidworks.
Okay.
You're taking Solidworks classes right now, right?
Yep.
Okay, put like 110% of your effort into that
Okay.
rather than like CAM and all this stuff. All of your efforts for all of the projects in your Solidworks classes, because people will hire you just because you know how to use Solidworks.
Okay.
So that's a great way to get your foot in the door is, oh, you know how to use Solidworks? Okay, we might not give you design work, but we'll hire you so that you can create this model or whatever. Eventually, if you land a job like that, whenever you have a job, that's an opportunity for you to show your skills. So sure, they might hire you to just CAD something up, but you can be like, oh, well, I added this too because, usability wise, it will be so much better if the handle was a little bit bigger. It might not happen overnight, but baby steps wise, they'll eventually recognize that you have a lot more skill than just CADing. Like I said, if you are an industrial designer internally, it'll just naturally come out, as you're CADing, you're going to be like, oh, that's a terrible design. Like it should kind of be like this. And maybe when you're a CADer, you don't necessarily render things. If you know how to render things, which is the next important thing, okay? Once you know how to build something in CAD, in SolidWorks, I mean, not CAD, in SolidWorks, right? You need to know how to render it, meaning adding color, adding lighting, adding visuals to make it look like an image that you would see on Amazon or something like that. The key program for learning rendering is Keyshot, okay?
Okay.
And, Keyshot is really easy to learn. It's actually really it's hard to like master, but as far as just picking it up and creating quick renderings, it's actually really easy. You could probably learn it, in 3 days. 3 days to pretty much go through the whole process. So I would write that down. SolidWorks, 110% of your effort. That is so that you have an understanding how to build your ideas in a three-dimensional, form in SolidWorks. Okay, when you come up with these ideas, build them in SolidWorks. I assume you have the program, so just go ahead and be like, let me just try to just attempt to make a steering wheel. Let me just attempt to make a car rim, or a Tesla chair. Build it in SolidWorks. And the reason why I say that is because you want to get used to turning these ideas that you have in your brain into this CAD format. And sketching helps a little bit in that direction. You quickly draw it out real quick and be like, okay, I kind of want it to be like that. And then you go ahead and build it in SolidWorks. SolidWorks, Keyshot. If you have those two skills, you're like pretty much 60% there as far as becoming an industrial designer. The next thing you need to know is empathy in a way. It's kind of like a weird one to talk about. But it's more of like, you can always design something that's really cool. Imagine you design like a mouse that's really like a computer mouse that's really cool. But imagine if when you were using it, it just felt terrible. It was too heavy. It doesn't feel comfortable in my hand after I use it for 5 minutes because, I didn't create the shape well. The shape might look really cool, but but maybe it was too big. Maybe you just made it too big. So what I mean when I say empathy is that you need to have a deep understanding of what you think people would actually like. What do they actually like? And that's how you really fine tune your Solidworks about what
Mhm.
you design, about what you're building, and your rendering about what do you think the end product should look like. Should it be shiny? Should it be, matte? Should it have like really cool colors on it? Whatever, right? And
Mhm.
how you make those decisions is with understanding what do you think other people would like. So
Right.
that's what I mean by empathy. Okay, so
Right.
when you
Okay.
have all three of these things is
Mhm.
when you pretty much have the core of what an industrial designer is.
Okay.
Eventually, later, as you work on projects, other things come like, okay, I need to understand manufacturing processes. I need to understand, like, how to do specific research, run focus groups, 3D printing, all this kind of stuff. Okay. But all that
Mhm.
comes naturally. That's why I'm not telling you any of that stuff.
Okay.
I just want to
Got
tell
it.
you the most critical things: SolidWorks, Keyshot, and empathy. And then earlier, like I said, build your taste in aesthetics. Okay.
Right.
Build that up by looking and studying others. You want to aim to be the best. What I mean by that is, as you're applying for all of these jobs,
Mhm.
you will kind of want to stand out a bit, you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And so if you're an average industrial designer, your probability is probably going way down as far as
Okay.
getting recognized. So you want to aim to try to be you don't have to be the best, but I'm saying internally, you should
Yeah.
aim to be the best. So you should be like, I'm gonna do this and I'll probably be better than you in the next couple of years, Jimmy. That kind of a feeling. You don't have to tell me that, but internally, I think
Right.
that's really important to feel that way. This is important, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this is your career, and in order to make your career successful, you should be
Mhm.
good, right? You should
Right.
be you should be proficient, you should be good, you should be excellent, or else your career is immediately not going to be good. If
Yeah,
you're
for
if you're
sure.
so-so, then your career is going to be so-so, then your money is going to be so-so. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Mhm.
try to be the